Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Live and direct. This is Beat Economy 200 about to go down. Shout out to everybody in the chat early. About to get this shit on fire in a minute. Check. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? This is Beat Economy 200. I'm your host, Clifton, for tonight. I'm about to get it in. We got 8 producers tonight ready to slug it out. Trying to get that bag tonight. $200 cash is on the line. We got Just Call Me Mac. We got T-Jam Productions, CJ Cami, Kevin Hayes, DJ Sparrow. We got Sads, 13 years old. So we're going to see what a 13-year-old is going to do tonight. That'll be the youngest producer we've ever had on the Battle of the Beatmakers platform. Once upon a time, Wonder Girl was the youngest at 15. And then Lucy Clubhouse came at 14. Now we got Sads at 13. So let's see what Sads got in store for us tonight. We also got Pendium coming back from last week. And we also got Knuckle Joe. So without any further ado, we're going to shout everybody out real quick. Shout out to Oakville. Shout out to Brampton. Shout out to Toronto, United Kingdom, Cali, Florida, Texas, Detroit, Boston, Jersey, New York. Shout out everybody, man. Germany, France, Italy, Russia, Australia, everybody. Norway, Sweden. So if I missed you, I'll catch you on the next shout out. But shout out to everybody, all the producers out there, whether you're in the battle or not. Shout out to Naptown. Shout out to everybody out there, all the producers who've been in the battle, who are thinking about getting in the battle. This might be the night where you decide, okay, after I see these guys battle, I'm gonna jump in it. So we're going to show you what it's like, what the flavor is like, what the production is like, and then it's up to you to decide if you want to jump in or not. There's Beat Economy 200, where you can win 200 cash. There's Beat Economy 500, where you can win 500 cash. And, of course, Beat Economy 1000, where you can win $1,000. We featured over about 200 producers to date. We started this as a result of the whole lockdown thing. And at least about $10,000 has been won from producers. I shouldn't even say won. I say earned. They earned it. They battled. They put their money up. Registered, submitted their 8 beats, fought their way to the end, and walked home with the bag. So at the end of the day, about 10,000 so far, but that's going to climb every week. So you want to get in now, get in while it's good, early, like anything that's new. It's always dope to get in at the early stages. But anyway, enough talking for tonight. Let's get in the battle. So first up, let's see who we got first up tonight. We got Just Call Me Mac going up against TJ Productions. So, you know the drill. It's 60 seconds each beat, each producer. You get 60 seconds. And after that, we go to the polls, and the polls decide who the winner is of that round. And it's best of 3 all night. So all rounds are best of 3. So, if you lose the first round, you always have that second round to come back. There's been a lot of ties lately, so hopefully we don't get too many ties tonight. But other than that, it is what it is. So 60 seconds on the polls. You vote exclamation vote space 1 or exclamation vote space 2 for either producer 1 or producer 2. And that's pretty much how it goes down. So let's get into it. Just Call Me Mac. First beat, 60 seconds. Let's do it.
2 cappuccinos, $10 for the kiss. The earring. Fun.
right, so that was the opening beat to set it off, to start it off, get the vibe for tonight, set the tone for where it's going tonight. So that was the man, Just Call Me Mac. I'm going to assume it's a dude. I don't know the gender of any of these producers, but just based on the name, I'm going to assume it's a dude. So that was the opening beat. That's to set the tone for the night. T-Jam Productions, 60 seconds. Let's go see what you got to say in response to that. All right, so that was the response from T-Jam Productions. Like both beats, I could tell just by the chat, we got the whole age thing back again. I like that because that's this. I like that because it's that. But it's all good. It's all hip hop. It is what it is. So we're gonna go to the polls. Y'all know the drill. Exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac. Exclamation vote space 2 T-Jam Productions. Don't vote before the polls are open. Polls are open now. Get your vote in. Make it count. Do the right thing. Vote for the better beat. Can only vote once, so if you vote 5, 6, 7 times, it's all good, but only one vote will actually count. Just make sure you vote correctly. Exclamation vote, gotta have the space, and then number 1 or number 2, depending on which producer you're going for. Just Call Me Back is producer, just Call Me Mac is producer number 1, and T-Jam Productions producer number 2. Got about 30 seconds left on the polls. See how this is gonna go tonight. Shout out to some of the producers in the chat. The man with many styles, what up? J Myth, what up? 5 seconds left on the polls. Let's see who takes the first round tonight. And polls are closed. Producer number 1. So Just Call Me Mac gets the first round, but it's not over yet. It's just the first battle of the night. Got a long night, so it's just the first battle. It's all good. We still got another round. T-Jam ain't out of it yet. He might come back, and you never know what can happen. So that being said, Just Call Me Mac. Second beat, first round. Let's do it. 60 seconds.
There's definitely
All right, so that was the second beat from Just Call Me Back. I keep saying back. Just Call Me Mac. second beat from Just Call Me Mac. We're gonna hear what T Jam has to say. 60 seconds, T Jam Productions. Let's do it. All right. Everybody calling for a round three already, right out the gate, asking for a round three. We're gonna see if we're gonna get to a round three or not, if that's necessary. But before we do that, we gotta find out at the polls what y'all think about that. So Just Call Me Back will be exclamation vote space 1. T Jam Productions exclamation vote space 2. Don't vote just yet. Polls are not open. Polls are not open. Get your vote in, make it count. Vote for the better beat. Do the right thing. Let's see who's making it to the next round of Cutthroat. This is best of 3. So this could be either a clean sweep or we could be going to a round 3. The chat is asking for a round 3, so let's see what happens. Anybody tuning in on Facebook Live, you can listen over there, but if you want to vote, you have to jump over to YouTube. So jump over to YouTube, search Battle of the Beatmakers TV, and then you can join the chat and vote for whichever producer you like tonight. Exclamation vote space 1 is for producer number 1. Exclamation vote space 2 is for producer number 2, which is T Jam Productions. Just Call Me Mac, producer number 1. Got about 7 seconds left on the polls, and we're gonna find out if we go into a round 3 to satisfy the wishes of everybody in the chat tonight or not. Polls are closed, and producer number 2 takes it. T Jam Productions making a comeback. So as the crowd wanted, we got a round 3. So Just Call Me Mac is going up first. 60 seconds. Let's see how this tiebreaker is gonna go. All right, so there you have it. Just Call Me Mac, giving everybody the shivers, giving that cold vibe. People saying someone gets stabbed to this kind of music. Damn, that must be some UK. I know that the UK goes wild with the stabbing thing over there. I don't know what's up with that, but that's what we hear over here. The UK is big on stabbing dudes up. But anyway, we're not getting violent tonight. This is all about music. This is all about beats. This is all about production. So T Jam Productions, let's see what you got to say for your third beat. Is this gonna be a clean sweep, your way or not your way? See what happens. right, so that was the third beat for T-Jam. It's interesting. For Beat Economy 200, as everybody knows, we don't have judges, but you get a lot of feedback just from your peers. So your own producer peers can give you a lot of feedback. People talking about your chord progression, the melodies, the drums, and stuff like that. So you get a lot just from other producers. You don't always have to have the guest judge, ta-da, to give you that almighty feedback. Sometimes you just get it from your peer. Maybe fix your drum up, fix your snare up, fix your hi-hats, and a little word of advice from your own peers can give you just as much as a Just Blaze or whoever. So with that being said, let's go to the polls. 60 seconds on the polls. Exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac. Exclamation vote space 2 for T-Jam Productions. Polls are now open. Do the right thing, vote for the better beat. Let's see who's going to break this battle down and make their way to the next round to lead them to be one step closer to the bag tonight. $200 cash is the bag tonight. There is no battle on here without a bag attached to it, so whichever battle you jump in, the winner's walking home with a bag. That's what the beat economy is all about. $30 seconds left on the polls. Once again, if you're on Facebook Live tuning in and you want to vote, you got to jump over to YouTube. You can't vote on Facebook. You got to jump over to YouTube. Search for Battle of the Beatmakers TV. And once you get in the chat, you can vote by exclamation vote space 1 for producer number 1, which is Just Call Me Mac, or exclamation vote space 2 for T-Jam Productions. Got about 5 seconds left on the polls, and we're going to see who's making their way to the next round of Cutthroat to the top 4. Polls are closed, and Just Call Me Mac is on his way to the top 4. Shout out to Just Call Me Mac. Shout out to T-Jam Productions also doing his thing. It wasn't a clean sweep. You got to win inside that best of 3, so people were definitely appreciating some of the beats that you were coming with. You just got to, step it up a little bit for the next time around. So hopefully we'll have you back in another battle, the 200, 500, or the 1,000, either one, either way. But definitely did your thing. Shout out to T-Jam Productions. But for tonight, Just Call Me Mac is making it to the next round. So salute to Just Call Me Mac. Let's see what he got in the top 4. Moving right along, we got CJ Cami. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Versus Kevin Hayes. So we're going to see what CJ Cami has in store, see what Kevin Hayes has in store, and we're just going to get right into it. So CJ Cami, first beat, first round, 60 seconds. Let's go.
CJ, man.
Alright, so that was the first beat from CJ Cami. Somebody was saying it's Cami, but I don't see any R in the name, so I'm going to go by Cami, unless CJ himself or herself tells me the correct way to pronounce it. But for now, CJ Cami went first. You heard 60 seconds from CJ. Let's get into Kevin Hayes, see what he got. First beat, 60 seconds. Kevin Hayes, let's get it. That was the response beat from Kevin Hayes. He had 60 seconds to respond to CJ Carmi, and he did his thing. So we're going to go to the polls and see what you thought of both beats. CJ Carmi is producer number 1, and Kevin Hayes producer number 2. Polls are now open. Get your vote in. Yeah, it did kind of have that Ric Flair drip to it. Shout out to Metro Boomin. Shout out to Bijan Amir. Both produced that joint. That song probably, hey, for those who don't know, that song Ric Flair drip probably would have never happened if Metro Boomin wasn't a judge for one of our battles back in 2014. Bijan Amir was actually a producer in the battle. He was being judged by Metro Boomin. They exchanged contact information in 2014, and fast forward to like 2019 or whenever that came out, they collaborated, and then boom. That's how the production for that song was actually created by Metro Boomin and Bijan Amir. Dope track, dope song, and I'm glad we had something to do with the history of that, the background of that song coming to be. Ric Flair drip. Anyway, polls are closed, and it was a close battle, but CJ Carmi taking the first one, but it's not over yet. We always got a round 2 when it's best of 3. So CJ Carmi, second beat, 60 seconds. Let's do it.
CJ, man.
Some beats you just want to hear on and on and on, but unfortunately, tonight we can only play 60 seconds because another producer has to be heard as well. So at the end of it, whoever wins will, give them their extra play that extra winning beat. But for right now, it's 60 seconds a beat. So Kevin Hayes, second beat. Let's see what you got to say in response to what CJ Carmi just presented us with. All right. That was the second beat from Kevin Hayes. I like that. It took a while to get into it, but once I got in the groove of it, I like it. So CJ Carmi and Kevin Hayes not making this an easy walk in the park. Rightfully so. Money's on the line. Anytime money's involved, people get real serious. So $200 is the cash, is the prize tonight. So we're gonna go to the polls real quick. It's gonna be exclamation vote space 1 for CJ Carmi or exclamation vote space 2 for Kevin Hayes. Polls are now open. If you voted too early, like 21 and Ronan Beats, just vote again just to get it in, make sure it counts. and let the better producer do his thing and make it to the next round, top 4. So far, Just Call Me Mac is in the top 4. Shout out to T-Jam Productions once again. We're going to see if this is going to be a clean sweep or we go into a round 3. Got about 30 seconds left on the polls. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. It's not too late to go either way just yet. If you're on Facebook Live and you want to vote, jump over to YouTube. YouTube is the only platform right now where you can vote at. Get to YouTube, just search for Battle of the Beatmakers TV, find your way in the chat, and vote. Right now, we got 7 seconds left on the polls, and we're going to see making his way or her way to second round. All round 3s tonight, best of 3s. All right, so that's it. CJ Carmi has moved on to the top 4. Salute, shout out, big up to CJ Carmi, but also big up to Kevin Hayes doing his thing. This is your first time in the battle, so usually a producer comes in for the first time. They gotta feel it out, see what the vibe is like, see what the crowd is going for, because it's the voters choosing. See what the vibe is. You come back next week and you step your game up. That's usually how it goes. A lot of producers have come, lost, came back next week, brushed up, and cleaned house. So no different for what you could do, Kevin Hayes. So shout out to Kevin Hayes doing his thing. Hopefully we'll have you back at a future battle. But right now, CJ Carmi is moving on. And with that being said, we're going to move right along to DJ Sparrow and Sads. Once again, shout out Sads. 13 years old, the youngest producer I've ever heard of on the BBM platform, either it's online or offline, in person or online, whatever. So, don't judge the producer based on the age, in favor of or out favor of. Just hear the beat and vote for whichever beat is better. But in this case, DJ Sparrow is going first. So, 60 seconds, DJ Sparrow, let's do it.
Show me your moves.
All right, so that was the opening beat from DJ Sparrow. 60 seconds. You heard what he was bringing to the table. Dope track. I like the vibe of it. I like the bass of it. Felt good. So we're gonna see if that is enough to get you through this first round. Sads, let's see what you got to say. Your first time on the BBM platform, the Beat Economy platform. 60 seconds. Let's see how you do. Shout out to Sads, 13 years old, doing this thing, stepping up to the platform. It's a courage to step up on the platform at 13 years old to think that you're ready. So salute to Sads straight off the rip. DJ Sparrow was producer number 1. So when you vote, it's exclamation vote space 1 for DJ Sparrow or exclamation vote space 2 for Sads. Polls are now open. get your vote in, do the right thing, vote for the better beat, and let's see who makes it to the top 4. Ronan Beats, to answer your question real quick. So this is how it goes down. Beat Economy 200 is 25 to get you in for a chance to win 200. Beat Economy 500 is $50 to get you in for a chance to win 500. And Beat Economy 1000, it's 100 to get you in for a chance to win 1000. So whatever economy is, the number is the cash prize. So yes, that's to answer your question. Anybody interested in registering, signing up, hit the website battleofthebeatmakers.com. Follow us on IG at World Beat Battle. Follow us on Twitter at World Beat Battle. Follow us on Facebook, Battle of the Beatmakers. Follow us on Twitch, Battle of the Beatmakers. The upcoming battle, Beat Economy 1000, will also be on Twitch, not on YouTube. So just keep that in mind. Go follow us on Twitch real quick. Start an account. But this battle is over. I should say this first round is over. Producer number 2 is taking the first one, Sads. So we're gonna go to round 2 and see what's up. DJ Sparrow is going first. Second beat, 60 seconds. Sparrow, let's do it. All right, so DJ Sparrow is the second producer I've ever heard sample that. Dun, 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 dun. Shout out to my man Cryptic from Brooklyn. That was the first dude I ever heard sample that. But it's dope. It's always dope to throw that element of surprise in a battle. In your sounds, I should say. But Sads is gonna go up now. 60 seconds, second beat. Sads, let's do it. All right, so that was the second beat from Sads. I'm always amused when a producer doesn't use the full 60 seconds. They just give you like 45, 50, wind it down. That's dope. That's dope. But that's the second beat from Sads. So you heard from DJ Sparrow. You heard from Sads. This is the second beat, second round. We're gonna go to the polls. Exclamation vote space 1 for DJ Sparrow, who brought it tonight. Exclamation vote space 2 for Sads, who brought it tonight. Polls are now open. Yeah, it'd be nice to go to a round 3 tonight because this was a dope battle. This was worthy of a round 3. But let's see how it goes. You got 50 seconds left to vote. Get your vote in. Let's see where we go. All right, so polls are closed. And Sparrow takes that one to tie it up. So we're one apiece. DJ Sparrow got the second one. Sad's got the first one. Let's see who's going to get the third one. DJ Sparrow's going first. Third beat of the night. Let's go. All right, so that was the third beat from DJ Sparrow. Let's see what the third beat from Sad sounds like, and we can see who's making their way to the top four. 60 seconds from Sad. Let's get it in. Let me ask a question before we go to the polls. Any producers out there that are over like 20, 25, 30, do you feel intimidated by a young producer that's like 13, 15? I'm just a curious question. You can put it in the chat. But we're going to go to the polls real quick. Exclamation vote space 1 for DJ Sparrow, bringing the heat, bringing the bangers. Exclamation vote space 2 for Sads, bringing the heat, bringing the bangers. 60 seconds on the polls. Polls are now open. Do the right thing. Vote for the better beat. We're not voting on your age or where you're from. We're voting on the beat. Salute to people that are younger and older. The question was just a general question, how people feel with younger competition. You know what I mean? But other than that, let's see who makes it to the top four. Yeah, we need 75-year-old producers. There probably are 75-year-old producers, but they probably not on Beat Economy. They probably not online. They probably just, in their basement using whatever equipment they use. Definitely some analog stuff, I'm sure. Somebody 75 years old. I can only imagine what kind of equipment they're using. Although equipment doesn't have an age, you could be any age and use any equipment, but I'm just saying. So polls are closed, and it looks like Sads takes it for tonight. So shout out to the young Sads moving on to the top four. Shout out to Sparrow doing his thing. Those beats were definitely dope, definitely fire, and was worthy of a round three, at least a round three. Those beats were dope. But it is what it is. You never know what happens in the battle. Anybody could take it. Someone gets the first round, someone gets the second round, the third round becomes a tie. Then you got to go to a fourth round, which you're not expecting, but it happens. So anything can happen in the battle. But shout out to Sparrow, definitely doing your thing. You always do your thing. You always come correct. But Saz just got it tonight. So Saz is moving on to top four. But hopefully we'll have Sparrow back again for the 200, the 500, or the 1,000. Always welcome, sir. All right, so moving right along, we got Pendium. was here last week, so shout out to Pendium coming back, stepping his game up, bringing some more fire. So Pendium against Knuckle Joe. Pendium is gonna go first. 60 seconds is the drill. First beat, first round. Pendium, let's do it. All right, I know you wanted to hear more of that, but we got to stick to the format. Only got a certain amount of time for each beat. So, Knuckle Joe, 60 seconds. Let's see what you got to say in response to that beat we just heard. Knuckle Joe, 60 seconds. Let's do it.
Suzuki.
All right, so that was the first beat from Knuckle Joe, Suzuki. Knuckle Joe needs a check from y'all. Put in that little Suzuki sample in there real quick. So we're gonna go to the polls. 60 seconds. You already know the drill. Exclamation vote space 1 for Pendium. Exclamation vote space number 2 for Knuckle Joe. Don't type number, just exclamation vote space 2. Polls are now open. Do the right thing, vote for the better beat. This is the last matchup for this round, best of 3. Then we're moving to the top 4. So far we got Just Call Me Mac, CJ Cami, and Sads. And we're gonna see the winner of this matchup, who's gonna make the top 4. Once again, they'll battle it out best of 3. All the way down to the final tonight, and one of these producers will be walking home $200 richer than they started tonight. So that's how it goes. A mere 2 hours, you earn $200. In a mere 2 hours, you earn $500, or in a mere 2 hours, you earn $1,000. That's how we do it on Beat Economy. Got about 20 seconds left on the polls. We're gonna see who takes the first round. Whoever takes the first round is not over yet. You still got another round to go. 2, 1, and polls are now closed, and Pendium is taking the first round, but it's not over yet. Second beat, second round, 60 seconds. Pendium, let's see what you got to say. Second beat of the night.
Pendium.
have his second beat from Pendium, and as I said, you always get some dope feedback from your peers. Check out the chat, see what your peers got to say about the beat, what they feel about the beat. Always interesting. But Knuckle Joe, let's see what you got to say in response to that. This is your second beat. Make sure it's a hot beat, dope beat, so that you can make it to the next round. Or, you know, we're gonna see how it goes. At least try to get to a round 3. But 60 seconds from Knuckle Joe. Let's go. Yeah, I agree with the chat. This is a hard one to judge because the styles are so varied. You know what I mean? But they're both dope in their own lane, very dope in their own lane. We're gonna see what happens when the both worlds collide together, and see what happens in the polls. So exclamation vote space 1 for Pendium, exclamation vote space 2 for Knuckle Joe. You guys do your thing and vote for the better beat. Votes polls are now open. You got 60 seconds, get it in. And we're gonna see. It would be dope to have a round 3, but that's not up to me. That's up to y'all. So get your vote in and let's see where this goes. This is the final matchup for this round, round 1. After this, there'll be 4 producers remaining for another best of 3, all the way down till we get to the final 2 producers tonight. It's nice to bring something different to the battle, something that people ain't expecting. I would go on a limb and say the majority of producers are expecting to bring trap or drill at this point in the game where we're at with the whole climate of hip hop right now. That's where the majority of people are at. But it's always dope to bring that different sound, whatever it might be, whatever instrument, whatever wave it is. It's always dope to bring that to the battle. Never know what will happen. All right, so that's it for this poll. Polls are closed, and producer number 2 takes it, Knuckle Joe, which is dope because now we get a round 3. So that just shows you don't always have to come at one style. People appreciate the various styles, the variations of styles, different sounds. And these are producers, so they know what sounds good. You know what I mean? It's not like you're playing music for someone who doesn't know production. Majority of the people in the chat are also producers, so they know when something's dope. It doesn't have to be the traditional trap or drill. If it's different and they feel it, and they judge it based on that. So Pendium, third beat. Let's see where it's gonna go. We go into a round. Well, we're not hopefully going to a round 4, but let's just see who's making it to the top 3. 60 seconds, Pendium, third beat. right, so that was the third and maybe final beat from Pendium for this round. See what Knuckle Joe has to say in response to that. 30 seconds. Let's see who's getting to the second round, top 4. Before we get that, we got to hear what Knuckle Joe has to say. Third beat, Knuckle Joe, 60 seconds. Let's get it.
Taking refuge among the stars. We are here. We are waiting.
I like both beats, and once again, they're total opposite ends of the spectrum, but still dope in their own lane. Exclamation vote space 1 is for Pendium. Exclamation vote space 2 is for Knuckle Joe. Polls are now open. Get your vote in, make it count, do the right thing, vote for the better beat. Let's see who's making it to the top 4 tonight. And I will say, a producer loses doesn't mean that they're not good or they're not better. You could have simply just chose the wrong beat for that selection. So for people who don't know, when producers have to submit their beats, they have to submit exactly the order that they're gonna have their beats played. So round 1, beat number 1, beat number 2, beat number 3. Round 2, beat number 1, beat number 2, beat number 3. Round 3, etc., etc. Whether it's 3 rounds or 4 rounds, they gotta pick that in advance. So you have to know, all right, if it's a tie, what am I going to play to break that tie? You have to kind of pre-plan that kind of stuff. So you never know what the competition is bringing, but they're at the same vantage point as you. And that's how it's done. So you got to pick your beats in advance. So you're kind of guessing what might work to get through a tiebreaker, what might work to get you to the second round, what might get you to the third round. So producers have to kind of pre-plan the strategy. So it's always interesting to see how things play out. When you know a producer has doper beats, but they thought that they could save that doper beat to the end, and they forgot that you also got to play a dope beat at the beginning, or you're not going to make it to the end. So it's a strategy with these kind of battles, this specific battle. So you got to know what you're doing when you jump into the beat economy battles. But anyway, polls are closed, and Pendium is taking the win. Salute to Knuckle Joe doing your thing. You got to win in the best of 3, so it's not like it was a clean sweep. So shout out to you doing your thing. But even if it's a clean sweep, as I just said, sometimes it's just about your beat selection and the order that you place your beats. So you just gotta, strategize that a little bit more. But anyway, salute to Pendium making its way to the top 4 tonight, and salute to Knuckle Joe for doing his thing as well. So we're now down to the top 4 producers. We got Just Call Me Mac, CJ Cami, Sads, and Pendium. So up first will be Just Call Me Mac and CJ Cami. So I hope they brought their heat with them tonight, because you are now in the top 4. You're in the top 4, and it's best of 3. So Just Call Me Mac is going up first. 60 seconds, first beat of the second round. Just Call Me Mac. Let's do it. And that's how it goes down here at Beat Economy. People are not playing no games. People are coming with the rifle out. They're not playing no games. There's a bag at the end of the. Just think of this as a bank robbery. At the end of this end of this job, there's a bag waiting for you. So that's how people are approaching the battle. They know they got to bring the guns out when they're in the battle. So just call me Mac, doing just that, bringing the guns out. But we got to see what CJ Kami has to say. And to answer the question, it's a common question. So let me just answer that before we get into Kami's beat. There's 3 beats for each round. So if you have 3 beats for each round, if you do a clean sweep, the 3rd beat doesn't get played. The second round, we start off with the 4th beat, if that makes sense to y'all. So there's 3 beats in this case where there's 3 rounds. There's 3 beats for each round. So if there's a clean sweep in the first round, you will not hear the 3rd beat because that's slated for the first round. We now start the second round with the 4th beat. And if it's another clean sweep, then we would skip the 6th beat and go to the 7th beat for round 3. So it's 3 beats per round, and you pick. That's how it's laid out. So hopefully that's all clear. Shout out to not DJ, but CJ Kami. Let's hear what he got to say for a second round. First beat, 60 seconds. Let's go.
CJ, man.
Right, so that was the first beat from CJ Kami for the second round. Let's go to the polls. Let's see who's taking the first round. Exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac. Exclamation vote space 2 for CJ Kami. Polls are now open. Do the right thing. Get your vote in. Make it count. 60 seconds on the polls. If you are on Facebook Live tuning into this and you want to vote, you just got to jump over to YouTube. Search for Battle of the Beatmakers TV and get your vote in, get your vote on. Producer number 1 is Just Call Me Mac. Producer number 2 is CJ Kami, and it's exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac or exclamation vote space 2 for CJ Kami. 30 seconds left on the polls. Let's see who's making it into the finals tonight. Both producers bring in the fire, so whoever wins or doesn't win, they both did their thing at the end of the day. Everybody's doing their thing tonight. Shout out all the producers tonight. Polls are now closed, and it looks like producer number 1, Just Call Me Mac, takes the first round, but it's not over yet. It never is. You always got a chance to redeem yourself, CJ Kami. But let's see what Mac got to say for second beat of the second round. 60 seconds. Let's get it. so that is Just Call Me Mac. Let's see what CJ Kami has to say in response to that. 60 seconds. Let's go.
CJ, man. All right. Second beat of the second round. And as people are saying in the chat, yes, indeed, there is a lot of UK representatives tonight. A good portion of the battlers tonight representing the UK. Shout out to Birmingham. Shout out to Manchester. Shout out to Liverpool. Shout out to Coventry. Shout out to Brixton. Shout out to London. All of that. So shout out to UK doing their thing. Always representing. But let's go to the polls real quick. Exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac. Exclamation vote space 2 for CJ Kami. Polls are now open. Do the right thing. Vote for the better beat. Somebody said Peterborough. That's dope. They got a Peterborough near Toronto as well. A lot of the names in the UK have similar names in Canada just because it's all under the British royal family and all of that stuff, the crown and all that stuff. So a lot of Durham, Peterborough, anything with row in it, Scarborough, Peterborough, all those borough things, you find them in the UK, you find them in Canada. Chatham, I think they got Chatham in the UK, they got Chatham in Canada. So it's a lot of similar names. Yeah, Brixton is in London. I haven't made my way to the UK yet. We were actually Brixton. UK was the spot we were supposed to be going to actually do a battle right before this whole COVID thing hit. So UK was on the list. We were on our way, pairing things, getting venues, getting everything lined up, and then boom, this whole lockdown happened. So hopefully we will still make our way over to the UK. You know what I mean? But yeah, we was on our way to the UK. Either it was Birmingham or in the heart of London, trying to find the right venue and all that. But it was just a matter of shit going left with COVID, and that didn't happen. But anyway, polls are closed, and it looks like Just Call Me Mac takes that one. Clean sweep. But shout out to CJ Kami doing his thing. The fact you made it to this round shows that you did your thing. You had your beat selection and your beat orders right. You know what I mean? Because that sometimes can make the difference. Just as I mentioned earlier, having your beats lined up right. But CJ definitely doing your thing. Hopefully we'll get you back. The crowd, the vibe, like the vibe. The viewers were liking your vibe. They're feeling it. It's just you just maybe didn't have that extra oomph to get you over. But Just Call Me Mac is moving on to the finals tonight. And without any further ado, we're just gonna keep it moving. We got the 13-year-old Sads going up against Pendium. Maybe I shouldn't say the age because people might be sympathetic to someone because they're younger, but that has nothing to do in a battle. You jump in a battle, you prepare to get your head cut off no matter what age you are. That's just how it goes. So Sads is going up against Pendium. Sads is going first. First beat of the second round, 60 seconds Sads. Let's do it. Shout out Sads, always customizing his beats just for the 60 seconds. Everybody else will submit a beat that's like 3 minutes, even though they know they're only going to play it for 60 seconds. But Sads cuts it right at that 60 seconds point. So salute to you, Sad. Trying to make our job a little easier. We appreciate that. So Pendium, let's see what you got. Second round, first beat, 60 seconds. Let's get it.
Pendium.
All right. So there we have it. The opening round for round 2, Sads versus Pendium. For those that don't know, these two come from the same city, the same neck of the woods. Like they live in close proximity. So it just so happens they end up going against each other. I don't know if they even know that, but shout out to both producers representing where they represent in Oakville. Sads is producer number 1, exclamation vote space 1 for Sads, exclamation vote space 2 for Pendium. Polls are now open. Do the right thing, vote for the better beat. Let's see where it's going. Let's see where it goes tonight. Let's see who's making it to the finals. Sads is producer number 1, Pendium is producer number 2. That just means the order they're in. So exclamation vote space 1 for Sads or exclamation vote space 2 for Pendium. It would be dope to have a round 3. We got the time, so if you guys vote that way, then we go to a round 3 tonight. But first we got to get through this first round, see where it's gonna go. 20 seconds left on the polls. Pendium chopping up that Snoop Dogg. I can't even remember what song that is, but sexual seduction or sensual seduction, something like that. We're gonna see what Snoop Dogg does with DMX. The verse coming up soon. Interesting to see where that will go. Two different eras. Snoop obviously got that 90s, early 90s to back him up, but DMX got some heat too. So we're gonna see where that goes. Polls are closed, and producer number 1, Sads, takes the first round, but it's not over just yet. We still got another round, maybe another 2. We might go to best of 3, who knows? But second beat, second round, 60 seconds, Sads, let's get it. All right, so that was the second beat of the second round from Sads. Such a nice little gentleman who just customizes his beats for that 60-second timeline. Makes our job so much easier. But let's see what Pendium has to say. Second beat, 60 seconds. Let's see if this is the end of the road or we going to a round 3. Pendium, 60 seconds. Let's get it.
Compendium.
So Pendium showing some of the versatility, some of the shifts, some of the transitions, and all of that jazz. So you heard 60 seconds from Sads, you heard 60 seconds from Pendium. That was their second beat for the second round. This could be the end of the road for Pendium, depending on how this poll goes. So we're gonna go to the polls. It's exclamation vote space 1 for Sads. It's exclamation vote space 2 for Pendium. Polls are now open. You now got 60 seconds to determine the fate of these two producers in this particular Beat Economy 200, where the bag is $200 tonight. We had a Beat Economy 500 this past Sunday, where a producer won a three-peat. Mr. Lincoln Crux won 3 Beat Economy 500s back to back, which means he earned himself $1,500, a total of 6 hours work. How many people you know earning $1,500 in 6 hours? So shout out to Lincoln Crux doing a three-peat. He's also going to be joining us for the Beat Economy 1000 coming up. We got a whole bunch of heavy hitters involved with that one coming up on July 26th. So shout out all the producers taking advantage of that. $100 get you in the battle. $1,000 will be the cash prize. And you know what I mean? That's how we do it on Beat Economy. Keep the economy going, keep the economy for producers going. When the placements slow down, which they have, when the selling beats online slows down, this is another option to sell, to just battle and make money as in battling. So polls are now closed, and producer number 2, Pendium, gets that one, which means you know what, going to round 3. So last beat on deck for Sads. This is his third beat for the second round. So gonna get it in 60 seconds, Sads. Let's go. Salute to the gentleman, Mr. Sads. As I said, always keeping to that tight timeline. Pendium, third beat, third round. Let's see where it's gonna go. You guys are both 1 point each, so this beat will determine the fate if you guys are going to the finals or not. Let's see what you got for the third beat, second round, 60 seconds. Let's get it in.
Pendium.
Right, so there you have it, the third beat from Pendium. You heard 60 seconds from Sads. You heard 60 seconds from Pendium. Some people in the chat may or may not be feeling a specific beat, but again, it's all about the producer's beat selection, the order that they play their beats, they line their beats up. Somebody else might have had those same beats from Pendium, and they might have played that beat, his first beat, for the second round. Pendium chose to play it for his third beat, so it's all about the psychology and strategy that you employ when you're in war. So it is what it is. 60 seconds on the polls. Exclamation vote space 1 for Sads. Exclamation vote space 2 for Pendium. Polls are now open. Do the right thing. Vote for the better beat. Let's see who's making it to the finals tonight. Who will be joining Just Call Me Mac? Who will be joining? Well, it's just that. Just Call Me Mac. That's who the finals is tonight. So we're gonna see who's going up against Just Call Me Mac in the finals tonight. Who's gonna take home the bag? $200 on the line. That's how it goes. So Beat Economy 200. See where it's going. See if the UK is taking the bag tonight. See if Canada's taking the bag tonight. See if the US of A is taking the bag tonight. Give you that extra stimulus money, that lockdown pandemic CV money. Got less than 20 seconds left on the polls. See who's going to be joining Just Call Me Mac in the finals in less than 3, 2, 1. And polls are closed. And Pendium will be joining Just Call Me Mac for the finals. But make some noise for Sads. 13 years old, almost made his way into the finals. You know what I mean? It's not an easy feat to do that. And especially at 13 years old, first time in the battle, and already made it to nearly making it to the finals. So salute to Sad's doing his thing. 13 years old is dope. You're on a good start. I'm sure you come back next week at another battle and you probably clean up, because now you know what it's like. You know what the competition is like. You know how the crowd votes. You know what the vibe is. So you feed off that. You learn from that. You come back next week and you clean up. All right. So salute to Sad's doing his thing. But Pendium takes it this week going into the finals. So it will be Just Call Me Mac versus Pendium. And we're just going to jump right into it. We don't need any breaks. We don't need any intermissions. Let's get it. Just Call Me Mac and Pendium. First up will be Just Call Me Mac. First beat, 60 seconds. Let's see what's going on. Just Call Me Mac. Let's do it. Damn, that's a beat you should not play while drinking. I mess around and forget to stop the beat. That should just have you in a zone and forget what's going on. But anyway, shout out to Just Call Me Mac. I like it. I like it. I like it. Sounded dope. But let's see what Pendium has to say. 60 seconds from Pendium. See what you got to say in response to that. Just Call Me Mac. See what you got to say for that response to that UK vibe. 60 seconds. Let's get it. All right. That's how you do it in the finals. You don't play no games. We're in the finals. You save that heat for the finals. You always got to play the hot shit early too to make it to the finals. But when you get to the finals, you just lay it out. You lay it out. So salute both producers doing it that way. First round for the finals tonight. Just Call Me Mac bringing it. Pendium bringing it. Let's go to the polls and see what you got to say about that. 60 seconds. Exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac. Exclamation vote space 2 for Pendium. One of these two producers are a few minutes away from walking home with the bag. So let's see who that's going to be. Everybody voting. You determine that. From the very beginning of this whole beat economy thing, you and the votes have decided every bag that has been won. So we're gonna have judges for Beat Economy 1000. That'll be the first time we have judges on the Beat Economy series. But other than that, it's been you, the crowd, who's decided. $10,000 that has been won so far has been decided by the viewers. So you are enriching a producer by voting. Just know that. And I hope the producers that win spend their money wisely, invest it in themselves, invest in their career, upgrade your equipment, upgrade whatever you got to upgrade, your laptop, get a new MacBook, whatever you got to do. Get a new keyboard, get a new mouse, buy some plugins, whatever. Go to a conference, go to a webinar online, whatever. Pay a bill, whatever you got to do, spend it wisely. So polls are closed. And it was a close battle, but Pendium is taking the first round. Yeah, Conan saying he's spending on hookers and blow. Hey, it's your bread. If you win, you do whatever you wish. I'm just saying, invest it in your career. Who knows? Investing in a hooker or a blow might be something that helps your career. Who knows? People get off in different ways. You might get to a zone high, come out with a hit. Who knows? But shout out to Pendium taking that first round. Just Call Me Mac. Let's see what you got to say for the second beat of the finals. It's not over yet, so you still got a chance to redeem yourself. 60 seconds. Let's get it in. There you have it. That is the second last beat tonight from Just Call Me Mac. Got one more beat in the stash in case we need to go to a round 3. But before we get to that point, we got Pendium up. Second beat of the third round. His second last beat for the night. Let's see what Pendium got in store. This could be the end of the road. This could be it. This could be the bag right here, signed, sealed, and delivered to Pendium. But let's see what he got. All right, so that was the second beat of the finals from Pendium. I gotta admit, I wanted to hear more of that. I wanted to hear some more of that, but it is what it is. We're gonna go to the polls real quick. This could be the end of the road. This could be the end of it right here. This could stop right here, and somebody could just win and walk home with the bag. And or y'all go back to your lives, whatever you were doing. But it could be not. We might go to round 3. But let's go to the polls and see what you got to say. Exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac. Exclamation vote space 2 for Pendium. Polls are now open. Do the right thing, like Spike Lee said. Vote for the better beat. Let's see who's gonna walk home with the bag. $200 is the prize tonight. Beat Economy 200. That's how it goes down. Beat Economy 500. We will have another one in September. Sorry, not September. In August. Beat Economy 1000 is going down in less than 2 weeks. July 26th, about 10 days from today. So there will be 3 judges. Why Not from Soundsmith, Millennials from Tone Mason, and 2 Rudimental Records. They all produce for crazy. They produce for crazy artists from J. Cole to Nipsey to Drake to Jay-Z to Socrates to Pharoah Monch to I'm missing Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. But they produce for all the greats. So they'll be the panel of judges for Beat Economy 1000, and that will be on Twitch, by the way. So if you're not familiar with Twitch, get familiar with Twitch. Get an account. It's very simple. Get registered. Follow us on Twitch at Battle of the Beatmakers. So you can vote, do everything you're doing on YouTube, you'll be doing on Twitch for that particular battle. So that's coming up on July 26th. All the details for all the events and all the battles and to register is battleofthebeatmakers.com. Hit the website and find out everything you need to know. But that battle is over, and by 1 simple point, Just Call Me Mac takes it, winning by 1 vote. So we go into the final beat for the night for each producer. This is their very last beat in the stash, so hopefully it's not a tie or we shit out of luck. So, final beat from Just Call Me Mac, winning by the skin of his teeth. Let's see what he got. 60 seconds. Let's do it.
You're not a Buddhist, darling. You wouldn't understand about that.
All right, so that is the third and final beat. That's it. Mac has unloaded his whole clip. That's what he's bringing to the Beat Economy 200 battle tonight. We got 1 beat left for tonight to determine the fate of this battle. It's been a tight battle. Salute all the producers tonight. Just Call Me Mac, T-Jam Productions, CJ Carmi, Kevin Hayes, DJ Sparrow, Sads, Pendium, Knuckle Joe. We are at the end of it tonight. Pendium, the last beat of the night, 60 seconds. Let's see where this goes. Let's do it. All right, so that's it from Pendium. Third beat, final beat from both producers. Let's go to the polls and determine the fate of who's walking home with the bag tonight. Who's gonna have a little extra money in their pocket to take their girl out on a date tonight? Gonna find out. So 60 seconds on the polls. Exclamation vote space 1 for Just Call Me Mac. Exclamation vote space 2 for Pendium. Polls are now open. Do the right thing. Vote for the better beat. And let's see who clinches the win tonight. Salute all producers who were in the battle. Salute all the cities, all the countries, the UKs, the Canadas, the Americas, the South Americas, the Caribbeans, the Africa, the UK, Europe, Russia, Australia, India, China, wherever you're tuning in from, or wherever you watch this after it's uploaded to YouTube. It's all good. Salute to everybody out there, all the producers, all the music lovers out there. But this is how we do it every week. Beat Economy, a producer walks away with a bag. Tonight it just happens to be $200. But other nights it's $500. Some nights it's $1,000. If you want to battle, if you think you're ready for a battle, it's battleofthebeatmakers.com is the website. This battle will be over in 5 seconds, and it's real close. This could almost be a tie. 3, 2, 1. It's a tie. Nah, I'm just bugging. Producer number 1, Pendium, takes the win. Salute to Pendium. This has been like his third, fourth time in the battle. He lost 3 or 4 times, and he finally got the bag tonight. And that's how it goes in Beat Economy. You could come in, you could lose once, you could lose twice, you could lose 3 times, and finally you get the win. So tonight is Pendium's turn. Salute to Pendium, but also salute to Just Call Me Mac doing his thing, representing for the UK lovely. We love how the UK is always representing in here. But a shout out to all the producers tonight. As I said, Just Call Me Mac. Shout out to T-Jam Productions, CJ Carmi, Kevin Hayes, DJ Sparrow, Sads, Knuckle Joe, and of course, Pendium is taking the win tonight. So we're gonna run that beat back one more time. Pendium, honor salute to the champ. Salute to Pendium once again. As I said, there's a lot of producers who've done this. They have come in battles, they've lost back to back to back, and finally that night is just their night. They've studied the strategy, they figured it out, they understand how you have to lay your beats out. It's a strategy. You don't just come in and just throw 9 beats out there any order. You got to be very strategic in the order. Lincoln the Crux is familiar with that. Kane Caleb is very familiar with that. All the producers that have won are very familiar with that. You got to structure your beats in a perfect order. It's not just the beat, it's the order that you lay the beats out. So you got to be very careful of that. It's a strategy. It's not just random that you just throw beats out there. You got to be very strategic in how you lay them out. So salute all the producers tonight. Salute all the countries. Once again, this is Beat Economy 200. Pendium just earned himself $200. If you're in Beat Economy 500, you walk away with $500. If you're in Beat Economy 1000, you walk away with $1,000. All the information you need is on the website, so hit us up at battleofthebeatmakers.com. Follow us on Instagram at World Beat Battle. Follow us on Twitter at World Beat Battle. Follow us on Facebook, Battle of the Beatmakers. And follow us on Twitch at Battle of the Beatmakers. Once again, the July 26th battle, Beat Economy 1000, will be on Twitch. So if you're not familiar with Twitch, get familiar with Twitch. It's not just for gamers, it's also for beat, production kind of stuff. So salute to all the producers out there tonight from everywhere: UK, US, Cali, New York, Jersey, Florida, Texas, Detroit, Boston, Cleveland, Baltimore, everywhere. Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Scotia, Alberta, Germany, France, UK, Brazil, Jamaica, Trinidad. Shout out everybody: Russia, India, Nigeria, South Africa, Botswana, Kenya, you know what I mean? Ghana, Korea, what up? North Korea, what up? Shout out to everybody out there. New York, obvious. New York is the birthplace of all of this. Without New York, none of this happens. None of hip hop doesn't happen without New York. So always salute to New York. That's where the whole thing started from. So shout out to all the producers out there. Hope to have you back at the next battle, which will be next Thursday. There's no Beat Economy this Sunday, but we'll have you back here. 200 is every week, so you can put that in your mind. Every Thursday is Beat Economy 200. The 500 is usually once a month, and for right now, the 100s are once a month. So July 26th is the Beat Economy 1000. Get your $100 up so you can have a chance at 1,000. Shout out Jamaica, of course. Without Kool Herc, a lot of this wouldn't happen either, because Kool Herc is a big part of it. We going into the history of hip hop real quick. So for those of you who don't know, do your research, study Kool Herc from Kingston, Jamaica. Brought the whole DJ culture to the Bronx, and then incorporated that with what was going on with jam. A lot of Kool Herc's music was James Brown. So you also got to take that in consideration. It's not like he just came and brought a whole culture. Without James Brown records, hip hop also wouldn't happen, because he was playing mostly James Brown records when he actually DJ'd. Although he himself is from Jamaica, got to give him that. You got to give him that props for that. He brought the sound system culture to the Bronx. Played a lot of James Brown, a lot of Apache, a lot of that kind of music. Mixed it up, and then African Bambaataa, obviously Grandmaster Flash, obviously they throw in that whole thing, and that's where you get hip hop. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the founding fathers, everybody who brought the heat, sound system culture from Jamaica, the funky sounds of James Brown, who was probably sampled more than anybody in hip hop history, bringing that together. And that's what kind of made hip hop, as well as being in an oppressive environment like the Bronx was, South Bronx was back in those days. So salute to all the founding fathers for bringing this thing that we call hip hop, that millions and millions of people live off and make a living off and raise families off. And you'd be surprised the amount of $1 billion that hip hop produces for people. So salute to everybody who had a part in that. As far as Bambaataa, yeah, that's another story. I hear what you're saying. That's a whole nother story. I can't, that's a whole nother story. But we just saluting the people that had a part in creating this culture that we call hip hop. There's a lot of people, a lot of people. And just to throw this out before I end for the night, I'll just throw this out there. Um, Look up a producer by the name of oh man, he just escaped my mind. You guys had me thinking about this whole Bambaataa thing and it made me forget my thought. Mantronics, spelled Mantronix. Look up a producer named Mantronics. Um, he has a song called Bass Machine, and he's a producer who came from Jamaica, moved to Toronto, moved to New York, and in some people's estimation, he created trap. So Google a song called Bass Machine from Mantronics, and you might find out where trap really, really, really comes from. Way before Cash Money, way before T.I., way before all of that Southern stuff, there was a dude named Mantronics who was making trap sounds in 1985. Google Mantronics. The song is called Bass Machine. Check out the rollings, the hi-hats, the snares, and all that. It sounds very familiar. But that's it for tonight. My name is Clifton, signing off. Leave you with that jewel for tonight. We'll catch you at the next battle. As I said, all the information is on the website, battleofthebeatmakers.com. Follow us on social media, and we'll be back with more flavor in your ear, as Craig Mack once said. Peace, y'all. Shout out to Pendium once again, the champ for this week. $200 in the bag. Be out like that.